Well, hey, Lions, I have Staff Sergeant Jordan and Tech Sergeant David with me. And what are you guys' specialties?
I am a linguist.
A linguist?
A linguist.
Which language?
Farsi and Dari.
No big deal.
No.
Simultaneously?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Do you just do one for fun?
Nope, I was trained in both.
Trained in both. Okay, all right. Do you have any like other languages you're working on the side?
I did about 6 years of French.
Oh, okay.
But I'm up for learning any language.
Oh, yeah. I do meet a lot of linguists, and they just have a love for language. It's pretty neat. Are you one of them?
It runs deep.
Look at that. Yeah, absolutely. What about you?
Also a linguist.
Also a linguist, man.
Yeah.
I am being outmatched by brain power in this vehicle right now. That's legitimate. Yeah. So, and what about languages for you?
Just Persian Farsi. I went through DLI
Just.
Before they started making all the Farsi linguists take Dari as well.
Okay. So tell me about the 526 a little bit, or at least your experience in it.
The 526 is unlike any unit I've ever been a part of. It's one of the smaller units, but that comes with its advantages.
Okay.
The people and the mission are great.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing to find.
And what makes it great? What makes it great?
Well, the location is wonderful.
Okay.
The leadership is outstanding. And the co-workers definitely make the days go by. And what I get to do and be a part of something bigger is absolutely why I signed up for the Air Force.
Oh, man.
So.
Man. I think we hit them all. I mean, that's everything that I think we'd ever want Airmen to have. To be led well, to be challenged, to be given opportunity, to get after it, and that's awesome to hear. What about you?
I've been here for just over 4 years now, and I've seen the 526 transform from what it was when I got here to what it is now. And I got here December 2014. It was still a fairly new unit, and there was a lot of growing pains that comes with that. You don't know what your mission is when you're new like that. And I would say over the past really year and a half is when we've seen the most radical transformation of a unit that was just sort of this, amalgamation of different bodies and different shops and different capabilities, where we finally come together. Now we're really a unit and a squadron, and it actually it's very satisfying and very fulfilling to be able to hear something like what Sergeant Jordan was saying over here, that her perspective on the unit is as what it is, something that actually has a mission, something that's contributing to the Air Force. It's a part of something bigger, and that was what we wanted to be when I got here. And just to see that we finally kind of made it to that point.
Yeah. Well, David, you're a big part of that, man. You know what I mean? That doesn't have it's hard work.
Yeah.
And we want every single one of our squadrons to have that clear purpose. I mean, we do. And sometimes because we live in this dynamic environment, sometimes one thing we did yesterday is no longer the viable thing. Mm-hmm. And you have to really have your eyes on understanding the environment that we operate in, the challenges that are out there, and then shift to those. So if you could share one thing with the rest of the Airmen in the wing in the 363rd, what would it be?
Definitely don't ever accept when people tell you that something can't be done. Especially, we're talking about your career. We're talking about new ways of doing things in the Air Force. This is the time to try those things that everyone said could never happen, and this is the time to push for it. Especially like in our wing, we actually have a forum to push these ideas forward and get support for them. If you've got something if you're doing something and it's completely broken and you know a better way to do it, or you have an idea of what might work better, then absolutely communicate it. This is the time to go for it. This is the time to try new things, to look for better ways of doing things. Explore new options with your career. Don't necessarily think that what you're experiencing at your first duty station and the missions that you're on is what it's going to be like for the entire rest of your career. I've been in 12 years now, and I've done a whole lot of things that are outside the typical experience for a linguist, and Jordan, you're very similar in that aspect. So don't think that what you're doing now is what you're going to do forever. Yeah,
I think that it is a time where we have to be willing to be uncomfortable a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that is actually, I think, very hard than the environment we're in, because a lot of the senior people or people who may give you advice will probably give you advice that is similar to what they did.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I think that if we all can say, hey, I think there's potential there, I think there's goodness there, I think that, hey, what we're doing, isn't enough and we shouldn't settle for this, then we all just got to flatten the organization. We got to be airman to airman, and then just support each other and push. So yeah. What about you, Jordan?
I would say if there's anyone feeling like they don't get recognized enough for what they do, to hang in there, because you don't always want to be the person that people know when you're around. You want to be the person that people realize isn't there when they're gone.
Oh,
And
wow.
let your work speak for itself. Put your head down and always persevere, because good things come around and you have to wait for them. But they do.
Yeah, that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes is success is a journey, not a destination.
Absolutely.
I think I heard that
Exactly.
recently.
And it's so very true. And a lot of times we hang success on, could be awards, could be promotions, could be, you know, all kinds of things. But it's really what it was, is the steps that person did, that relentless pursuit that you're talking about, to just continue to be a person of character, to treat people well, and that will reap tons of success.
It'll open
later
doors.
on. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Those are great tips. So, anything else you want to share? What's the coolest thing to do here at in Las Vegas?
Hiking.
Hiking.
I love hiking.
The mountains around here. I mean, we are surrounded. It is gorgeous. There's mountains all over the place. We got snow caps over here.
Mount Charleston.
It is. I haven't been to Red Rock. I heard Red Rock.
Oh my
is
goodness, you've
legit.
got to go.
I bet nobody was expecting that answer. Everyone's like, oh, it's Vegas. Go down to the strip, see the casinos. And all
I
the
talked to
shows.
most of you guys. Most of you guys don't go down.
We
It's
don't.
good. Yeah.
We
No,
don't.
not when you live here.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well,
And
hey.
food, if you're a foodie,
Yeah.
Vegas is the place to be.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Any type of food you want, you can find it here, and you can
We've
find
got
good
it.
quality. Like, especially just start asking people been here for a while, where do I go to get good Mexican, Italian, Chinese, Thai, anything you're looking for, Ethiopian.
Man, I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
I am hungry now, legitimately. I want my coffee, my espresso, and
You're off the
And
gas
I'm gonna have to get that right after this. So, well, that's awesome. That's outstanding. I would say, you know, not being to Vegas very often, and the stuff you hear about in movies, and then getting a chance to experience it, it's just so much different than I would have thought. But it's good. Hopefully next time I get a couple days leaving or something.
Hey, come back anytime.
Well, hey. So Staff Sergeant Jordan and Tech Sergeant David, I really appreciate what you guys do for our wing. You guys are amazing airmen. I'm freaking so proud to serve with both of you. Thanks for what you do for the 526. Thanks for what you do for our Air Force. It's awesome.
Thanks, Chief.
You guys keep crushing it, all right?
All right.
We'll see you later, Lions.